ladies. Welcome to Two Peas, One Pod 318. Two women, one friendship. We're your hosts, Bonnè and Felecia. Two Southern women from different sides of the tracks, but walking through life's storms. So pull up a chair, grab a cup of coffee, a little thing of sweet tea, even a glass of champagne. Sit back, relax, and learn with Felecia and Bonnè.
Hi, everybody. I'm Felecia.
And I'm Bonnè, and we are Two Peas, One Pod. We're doing another podcast right now, and I'm so excited about our topic today. Guess what it is?
I hate when she does that to me because she knows it's probably something I don't want to talk about.
We're going to talk about sex today.
Women,
we're going to officially call it Lady Libido. Yes, you can be horny after 50 years old. So we're going to talk about that today. We're going to debunk myths. We're going to break the stigma and just talk about things in general. And then you and I being single in our later lives and what we've had with online dating. But I have questions to ask first. These are true or false or yes or no.
Okay, let me just give a disclaimer for you.
Okay.
I don't want people to think that we practice this podcast, it's scripted, or we planned it. This is literally taking place in lieu of us having our friend time. So just follow along.
Yes. Okay, are you ready?
No,
okay.
but go ahead.
Yes. Does sex after 50 have to involve intercourse and orgasm?
Well, hell, it didn't involve it before I was 50.
Okay, yes or no? We're going to debunk some of these myths.
So, ask the question.
Does sex after 50 have to involve intercourse and orgasm?
Well, is it sex if you don't have intercourse?
Yes, according to the new rules of sexuality.
Well, I guess we can pleasure ourselves, and I would still think it's sex. I'm going to say no, just because yes.
Okay.
I'm
We're going to go through there. We're going to talk about this more. Can sex help reduce high blood pressure?
Oh, absolutely.
It is. It is a proven fact.
Absolutely.
In medical journals, especially for women, more so than men.
Oh,
which I thought was amazing.
I already know that from my blood pressure, which was high at the time when I was having sex.
Okay. True or false? Is sex less important as women grow older?
Oh, hell no.
Yay, girl. You are correct. Ding, 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 ding.
As you get older, I hope your life is getting better. You have less stress, and so you can actually enjoy sex.
And we're going to talk about that some more. The reasons why you can be more sexual as you get older, too. Because you don't have a lot of the stress involved in it. But we'll talk about that, too. Okay. Can sex be dangerous for a woman? Over 50. Now, I can put that in quotes. Dangerous.
It could be as dangerous as you'd like it to be.
Okay, well, we're looking at, I think, sexual fantasies, which is good. But I also look at online dating, meeting strangers. There are STDs out there that you still have to be aware of.
Absolutely.
You can be in a dangerous situation. But again, we'll talk more about this later on. Okay, we're almost done with the questions. Okay, true or false? Do women peak in their sexuality before menopause?
I think I did. That's an easy question, I think.
You felt sexier then than you did once you went through menopause. Or sexual, I guess I should say, instead of sexier.
I think what happened for me is as I began to get more comfortable in my own body, not just physically, but mentally.
Absolutely.
Then that's what made the change for me.
Well, that's a good thing. That's why they're saying it's been a stigma that once you went through menopause, you're not interested in sex anymore at all. So we're breaking that stigma. It's not all related to hormones at all. There's so many other factors involved in sexuality.
It really is. Because the finer the man, the more I'm interested. And that's not even physical. If he stimulates me mentally, he has me. Draws and all.
A lot of sex is psychological. We all know that. Absolutely. So I want to ask the last question because we kind of rotated into it. The libido is not directly just related to hormone changes.
Oh,
there's so many other factors involved as well.
Absolutely. But I think some of the questions that you asked, they even got me to thinking differently.
Absolutely.
So great questions.
Okay. That's my questions.
I think now that you've asked me all those questions, it kind of gives me some self-explanatory. My dating life, my sexual life, even my celibate life. Up until very recently, I had been celibate for almost 8 years. And I made the mistake, and let me say mistake, not because having sex was a mistake, but who I chose to end my celibacy with, that was the mistake. And I think for a lot of women, that is part of the problem. We can't disconnect the emotional part and the stigmatism of having sex with someone you're not in a relationship with. And maybe the people that we're having sex with on frequent basis and then someone else, it makes us feel like we're doing something wrong, whereas men continue today to be high-fived for the notches on their belts. Mm-hmm. And I don't care if that's 50 under 50. I think that's just, asinine.
I agree.
So I think as I became 50, when we started talking about the libido, it wasn't just my sex drive that needed to change. It was my mindset that needed to change and how I saw myself, engaging in sex and who I engaged in sex. If I don't know what I want and I'm not happy with it, I can't teach them.
You hit the nail on the head. It's all up to us in our minds. It's all, a lot of it's psychological. Are we ready for it? Why did you stay celibate for 8 years?
Besides the fact that there's still pee in the pool of dating, I wanted to kind of heal from some of my own emotional traumas. In the sense that I wanted to heal from some of my own emotional traumas, I think, was a part of why I went celibate, besides not really finding great options for dating. I think the other thing is I needed to figure out what stimulated me. I really just didn't know. Being someone who was a late bloomer when it came to having sex and being intimate, not really seeing myself as being sexy, and that happened before I was 50. So I think as I got older and I started realizing, this could be something I could enjoy if I could figure out what I liked.
Sure.
And I think figuring out what you like plays a really big role in who's a good compatible sexual partner from you. And if it's one person or two people, it doesn't matter, but you can't direct them to give you your best pleasure if you don't know what it is.
I agree with you. And that to me, it's not just liking, but it's communication and closeness with somebody. I realize there's one night stands out there. That's just not what I'm in the game for. Mm-hmm. I want a relationship. And I'm kind of like you. My husband died in 2019 very suddenly. And I went almost 5 years without thinking about dating, seeing somebody else. And I woke up one day and I thought, life is too short. I'm living the second half of my life, and I enjoyed having a gentleman in my life. Mm-hmm. So that's why I decided to start online dating, was to find somebody. None of my friends knew anybody. Everybody was married, or they were in the same boat I was. They were looking for another man in their life to do something with. Just a friend to go see movies with, and possibly more than that. So I identify where you're coming from. Yeah.
And it's funny, or not funny, but interesting. You mentioned a one night stand. I never was that girl, not because I thought something was wrong with it, but because I'm so emotionally attached to a person in my mind. Yes. But at 53, if I would find the right person to decrease a little bit of stress and bring a little bit of quick happiness, I may rethink that. Because I am such an emotional creature. I find some men are a little bit more emotional than me. Yes. And I can't take on anymore.
I understand.
So I look at the whole perspective very differently. Yes, would it be my choice that I would want to be able to find someone to be my best friend, someone that I can enjoy being intimate and sexual with? Because it is a difference. Intimacy and sexuality, or being sexual, it's completely different. Mm-hmm. And that's something I learned later in life. Mm-hmm. Having someone to stimulate you in a different way, which may not even be sexual, could become sexually arousing for you.
Oh, I agree with that. In fact, that goes back to my question. Sex doesn't mean actual penetration. It can mean other things, because they talk about older people and their libidos as they get older, changing the dynamics. Because again, your partner, if it's a man, he may have ED situations.
Absolutely.
And sometimes it's the affection and the intimacy that means more than the actual act of sexual intercourse. I've read about romantic baths together, giving each other massages. You build up to it. That may be part of that intimacy that you're looking for, where it's not directly the traditional type of sex.
Well, men have ED issues, but what is it called when a woman has performance
Women
issues?
have ED issues.
Right. So
Sure.
is it still ED for us too?
I guess so. I've just never heard it put that way.
Like, just wondering. You know, my best friend is an OBGYN. I need to ask her because she has these conversations with women all the time.
Sure.
And it's so funny. When I talk to her about it, she's so relaxed and like, oh yeah. And I think a lot of people look at it like that. Like, oh, it's just a way of life. Oh, it's just, and I don't think it's just.
Well, I think we have to be more specific. We have to go to the G spot in a woman and where that is. That's the erectile dysfunction area is there.
But what if we don't know where our own G spot is? So how can I tell you gotta get there if I don't know where it's at?
Yes.
So who's that falling down on the job? Me or my partner?
Yeah, I know. Sometimes you just gotta experiment a little bit.
Okay.
Find out where it is. Absolutely.
Well,
Are we shocking everybody out there?
maybe her, not me. She's the real
I'm not.
Southern Belle.
I would actually use another word, but I'm like, oh, my mother's watching me and she may not let me say the C word.
My grandmother and my mother are watching and probably listening. Let me
In
hear.
fact, oh my gosh, you know what's so funny? This is our topic for today. Do you remember as a kid, if you even thought about your parents having sex? Oh my God. Just think if you thought about your grandparents having sex. That would never, never, never happen. Never.
Let me say, me knowing my parents now and being 53, you're right. As a kid, it probably did harm
It was
her.
gross.
But I'm saying, please, I need y'all to have sex. They stressing me out.
Yes.
No, I need my parents to have sex. No. Mm-mm. Matter of fact, we might need to all sit down and talk about everybody getting sex in our family because we all stressed out.
Absolutely.
Well, you were touching on the fact that when your husband passed away, when you left him, that was truly your soulmate. So
yes.
That goes to a question.
We were together 42 years.
So did you find that the sex drive stayed the same the whole 42 years?
No.
Okay.
It gets to be rote. W-R-O-T-E. It gets to be mundane.
Oh.
Because you have work, you're raising kids, you're doing this, you're professional. It just, to make time for each other is hard. The love was always there, the affection was there, but when you got to the actual sexual aspect of it, it was not like when we were in our early 20s. It's just your body changes. Mm-hmm. I was going through menopause, everything else. My hormones were changing too. The love was always there. The friendship was always there. The intimacy was there when it needed to be, but you had to work at it. You had to work at it.
So did you find that even if the intimacy was good, does that mean that the sexual act was going to be good? Or were you sometimes fulfilled with the intimate act and didn't need the sexual fulfillment?
That's a tough question.
And I asked that because I noticed as I began to get more comfortable with myself, and when I was in a very healthy relationship, there were times and things that we would do, and I didn't always need the sexual ending. And I sometimes felt fulfilled. And even though my partner at that time was about 15 years my senior, he and I would have conversations about that. And he would say, you know, sometimes just spending time with you and some of the things that we do and the conversations that we have and some of the other things that arouse him, he never would have thought that that would have been satisfying. And I agree with him. Now, I'm not saying I didn't want to have sex at that time.
Right.
But I'm just saying it didn't always require penetration and other things for me to feel fulfilled and enjoy it.
No, I agree with you 100%. It's kind of like sexual desire is where you find it. Everybody's different. And it's not always the same all the time. So it just changes.
And I think that
it's evolving. I think it's an evolution for us. It's not a revolution. It's an evolution.
Say that again.
What?
It's an evolution.
It's an evolution, not a revolution.
Right. Can you explain what you mean by that for some people who might not understand it?
I think we're evolving. I mean, who we were sexually in our 20s, and we grow, we change, biological changes happen, we just change, and we have to adapt and evolve into who we are. I read an article in Vanity Fair a couple of months ago about women over 60 and their sexuality. They had photographs of these women. They were not all, models by any chance. But they said they felt more comfortable in their sexuality in their 60s and 70s than they did in their 30s and 40s. They felt secure financially, who they were. Most of them had lovers that were 20 years younger than them. And they said the men appreciated them, I know, isn't it weird? Because they had confidence. And confidence is a sexual attraction.
And I have to agree with that. I go back to me being 53 versus when I was 43. And it's not just the weight loss, the significant weight loss that I've had, over 250 pounds over the course of the last 3 to 4 years. That was great. But I think the confidence in who I became and who I'm becoming sexually is more than the physical. I think it's the comfort of me being willing to experiment, talk about, research, and try things that I may not have been comfortable in trying before.
I agree. I'm more comfortable in my body and my mind now than I have in my entire life. I'm comfortable in every aspect of my life, except for possibly finding that special person if that happens. But I'm okay if I don't. I'm okay if I don't.
Well, I just realized at 53 that I may actually enjoy the munchies in the sexual act. And when I say the munchies, typically when your partner is performing that oral act of munching on you in those particular parts is what I'm calling it. Because even the person with the celibacy that I broke the celibacy with, that was not a pleasurable experience, he did the munchies quite well, I will say. And it did teach me that I will try that again.
You realize my mother's rolling in the grave as I listen.
My mother and my grandmother are probably both not rolling, they have flatlined again. Rest in peace, Grandma, rest in peace.
Okay. Well, my wonderful friend.
No, my friend, you're turning red as a tomato.
I've never heard the word munchie before. Oh my God.
Well,
that's
I
great.
just think that's the
great.
proper way to say satisfaction when you're taking a snack down there. What it is. And if you have a friend that snacks well, it's called the munchie.
That's right. Okay. I'll remember that from now on.
Yes.
Okay.
So, you gave me some questions. I have a few questions for you because our age difference is that of a little bit, even though we look about the same, but because we have a different, you may have...
I'm 15 years older than she is.
You're not 15 years older than me.
Yeah, yeah.
15?
How old are you?
I'm 53.
I'm 67.
Oh, man, I thought you were just a few years older. She is
I'm an old lady.
No. You are very seasoned. You're fine, friend, because I just got you a few years older.
Thank you. Oh, no. I've been the big sister all along.
Okay, well then these are good questions for you.
Thank you.
Okay. Have you noticed that your desire for sexual pleasure has changed? The way you express it or how much you need it?
Yes, all of the above.
Okay.
I don't know how to go beyond that. Yes, but you have to feel desired to feel desirable sometimes. It's so much inner, but the person you're with needs to be able to make you feel desired. And again, going back to a Harvard study, most of the women said their partners rarely made them feel desirable. And that's why their libidos were down. They just didn't feel good about themselves.
So now at this age that you are probably more comfortable with expressing it and you're finding yourself still desiring it, how do you tell your mate that you want it and how you want it?
I verbally say it. Well, I'm not sure what the details.
So you're not walking around with a thumb and a pair of heels, and when he gets to the door, just.
Well, I always like to look nice, wear perfume. It's the traditional kind of stuff. I think the physical aspects of it, holding hands, a little kiss on the cheek, they know you're ready to move forward.
Okay.
I mean, it's just kind of a natural, it happens when it happens.
And I asked that question because I know for me that was a struggle in my younger years versus now. I think, again, it goes back to how you see yourself and how you comfortably know your body. Mm-hmm. Because as a woman or a man, if you're not comfortable, not so much in your own skin, but knowing your body, like knowing parts of your body that arouse you and how it arouse you and what you need for it.
You have to tell your partner that. Open communication is great. If this makes you feel good, then you gotta tell them. And they should be telling you what makes them feel good. Absolutely.
Well, we need to come up with a different way than just when you're married and you wake up in the morning and he's sitting at a pension and decides to roll over and lay on top of you. That ain't sex you instant.
No, but sometimes that's just marriage. I'm sorry. It just happens that way sometimes. It just does. It just does.
Well, do you roll over and just lay on top of him when you over?
Yeah. Men love it. Come on. Men love it.
I I've seen it always has to be rose petals, champagne, and soft music. But could it be more than just a, hey, I need sex, jump on?
No, well it's a gradual increase. It's dancing. It's having a glass of wine together and talking and laughing. It all adds up.
So you find at this age, you got time enough for all of that, dancing and having it all?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely.
So, but did you express it that way when you were younger?
Oh, sure. Now you have to remember, I started dating my husband when I was 17.
See,
there was nobody else in my world except before that, the gentleman lost my virginity to. Besides him and John, there was nobody. That was it.
What you're saying is up until a few years ago when John passed away, you had only been with 2 men?
Mm-hmm.
Well, hell, that's why she just like rolled over just like there.
Yeah, but you read stuff. And just the fact I was reading online, a woman, what makes her feel sexy and desirable is reading romance novels. She said it just gets her in the mood and her husband loves it. He's like, here, read a book.
Wow.
Because it's so, she said she gets ideas from it. It just makes her feel happy. So it's kind of where you like it.
So she doesn't have to watch porn. She just reads a novel.
Yeah, but have you read some of those romance novels? It's like porn. So yeah.
Oh wow. That's okay. I got ADHD. I take the porn TV over to my own any day. Sorry.
Yeah.
I'm no mama and grandma. I'm just filthy. Yeah.
So yes. To answer all of the above on the desire question.
Okay, so let's keep going. What's the funniest myth you've ever heard about a woman's libido after menopause? Can you think of any? I'm scared.
It's bad. I gotta say the C word.
Go ahead. That ain't even what's the C word to say? It's called
clitoris.
Oh,
Your clitoris falls off.
Oh.
That was a myth I heard a long time ago.
I have never heard that.
Yeah, I'm saying you said the funniest and the weirdest. It's weird and funny.
Well, where does it go?
It doesn't go anywhere. There's just an old wives' tale to prevent you, I guess, from having sex when you're over 50 years old.
I was like, if it's a myth or if it's really true, where does it go? Take me here. Okay, we got one more. Okay. When did you first realize your sex drive didn't just expire after 50?
After my husband passed away and I waited 4 years and I missed having the companionship of a man.
So did you mix companionship of a man or did you mix sex? Because that's two different things.
I miss sex too. But again, I miss the romance and the dating and the kissing and the hugging and the sex. Yes, I missed it. But again, I was like, am I worthy of it? Because again, what's the dating world? We're going to go into online dating soon. Here I was, 61, 62 years old. I'm like, gosh, are the guys here eligible to even go out with? I have many, many friends and not one person introduced me to somebody to go out with. There's no men. Not why I went into online dating. It's crazy. That's why I would say it's like hell but funnier.
So, question. I had a preconceived notion about dating, and that's why I didn't do it, and it took me so long to doing it because I kept thinking, oh my God, you're reading a bunch of creepos. But then I realized I could meet a creepo at the grocery store.
Oh, absolutely.
Or in church.
Absolutely. Yeah. I was hesitant at first. I had to actually go to friends that were doing it to learn how to do it. And it was and I read a bunch of articles on what to do and not to do. So I researched it before I did it. And I met some not nice people online, kind of scooted them out of the way, and I've met a couple of nice gentlemen too. So overall, I think I've been relatively successful, but I think at my age too, the female population is a lot larger than the male population.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah. So for like every man, there's like 15 women that they could go out with. Women live longer than men too. I mean, it's just a statistic.
And I say that, but I had a man tell me one time it's because all the wives are killing the husbands. I was like,
oh my God.
Oh. I didn't know how to take that. I just figured, maybe you were a crappy husband.
Yeah, there you go. There you go.
All men are not bad, ladies. Disclaimer, all men are not bad.
I know. But you know what we can talk about right now? If people are our listeners out there, they need to give us feedback so we have more conversations to talk about them about.
Absolutely.
So we've got a Gmail, a Google phone number, and we've got a Gmail, which will appear on the screen at the end of this.
So ladies, basically what she's trying to say is if you have any questions, suggestions, recommendations, or comments, please email us. Please call us.
Or
like and share?
Yes.
Okay. Again, as I told you, this is not rehearsed. We don't know what we're doing. We're just having a conversation. So it's the like and share so we can get some more followers. That's what we're trying to do.
That's right.
Okay.
That's right.
One of the things I want to just circle back to and say, I didn't even realize I liked sex till I was probably 50.
Oh, wow.
So, and I had this
you are a late bloomer.
I am a late bloomer, like literally. I have more than your two partners, but I don't have more than probably that's on one hand. And what I've experienced, I think a lot of it was because I wasn't comfortable, happy, or sexy to myself. So that meant that I could not feel those things for someone else or how to have it.
Absolutely. You got to feel it within. And remember, I was talking the other day about that Harvard article I wrote too. And all the women, it was a focus study group. And all the women got together and they talked about their desirability factors, this and that. A lot of them said, our bodies change. We're not 25 when we're in our 50s and 60s. You know, our breasts are sagging, our tummies are bigger, our thighs, we have cellulite. They didn't feel that attractive. But it was interesting because it was such a wide parameter of cultural people. Black women felt the most confident about their bodies than any other area.
Well, thank God they gave us something. Okay? We needed to have that one up on our counterpart females. And I think, you know what, probably that has a whole lot to do with how we were raised. You know, we just came in mentally having to be moms, dads, the household leaders, the pastors, anything that was needed in our lives. Black women have had to provide it all for their families. And I think now that we have become, the different generations of things are happening for us, we are getting a chance to focus a little on ourselves. We're getting a chance to see ourselves portrayed differently, you know, in magazines and televisions and all these other things, that it is okay for us to be able to be sexy, beautiful, educated, empowering. I mean, we're all those
You don't
things.
have to be a model in a magazine. Again, all that social stigma you see, the people that obviously it's all altered, artificial generation where they change everything. We are who we are.
But see, when I was growing up, all the women in the magazines, to be called pretty or beautiful, they were blonde and blue-eyed.
Oh, yeah.
They did not look like me. And the few that may have made it to cross over, they were light-skinned, long-haired, and little, and they still didn't look like me.
Sure.
So I think that, again, thank y'all for giving us that one that we needed, because we had to find that confidence to be everything while still being sexy and beautiful and desirable to ourselves and our counterparts.
I agree with you.
So I thank you, Harvard Study.
Yes.
Well, friend, as always, it's just been fabulous having the conversation.
I love talking with you about this stuff.
I do too. And
I hope our listeners appreciate it too.
I hope they find something. If they don't, still like and share. Maybe somebody else that you shared it with, they'll find something. But I love my friend. And again, it's been Felecia and
Bonnè.
See, I told you we didn't rehearse it. And we are 2 peas, 1 pie. Please come back and listen again. Bye.
Thanks for tuning in to 2 Peas, 1 Pod 318. We hope you found a little wisdom, a little humor, and a lot of heart. Until next time, remember, no matter where you come from, we're all just trying to make sense of the world for us ladies 50 and over. Please connect with us on Facebook.